Alright, so, how y'all doing, boys? Hope you're doing well. Now, in today's video, of course, back with the King Showcases, we're gonna get a couple more of these out. I am super excited to actually have the barn drop, and also the, you know what I'm talking about, the new Snake Lady, the Ragnarok character that's dropped out that everyone's excited about. Really excited to get a couple showcases out with her as well, especially giving some attempts with the deer, since ever since her release, I've seen people beat deer with a whole bunch of different units, Ram, Lost Vein, like, it's absolutely crazy what's happening on the JP side. But if you guys have been keeping up with the channel, wasn't yesterday's upload, but the one before, we went ahead and used the red Awaken LILLIA, the OG one, and I figured why not? We'll finally give the Christmas Awaken LILLIA a go. I mean, she is by far one of my favorite units. If you guys don't know what she does, her whole character basically revolves around this Holy Relic here, the increases heroes' basic stats by 10% for every debuff effect on the enemy, and then this single target card here as well, the Flood single target, the infamous, the same one as the blue Festival Escanor. So honestly, an extremely strong character. I'm sure you guys have seen her a million times before. You get the debuffs going, she provides debuffs by herself as well, and of course we have King and Elaine that'll do the job very nicely. If we look at the gear here, I do have two sets made for her. I'm going to be rocking the HP defense, a little bit more CC. She does still hit some fairly good damage just cause the single target card is the Flood one, but if you are looking for a little bit more damage, you can actually go ahead and use the attack crit one, and there's a Pierce set there as well for the OG LILLIA, but we won't worry about that. Jumping over to the closet here, not a crazy amount of investment. I should probably actually go ahead and give her a fifth weapon and probably help out quite a bit, that's for sure. Yeah, no, looking at the King and the Lane, we do have the Holy Relic for the two of them. Jumping over to the King here, have a quick look at his gear. Pretty decent rolls, just because it's kind of the gear we use on our Blue Festival King as well, the newer version of the Blue Festival King, that is. And then jumping over to the Elaine, she also has the HP defense UR gear. But yeah, no, this is the team we're using today. Really excited to see how she goes. I mean, we're pretty much going to be maxing out the passive every turn without fail, so let's jump right into it. Here we go, and let's see it. The full offensive teams, and honestly, that's quite a bit of CC there. We could be in a bit of trouble. That's the only thing with running some of these teams, and like, don't get me wrong, especially if you go first, the King team is so very powerful. Like running some like the builds we've been running as of recent, like the one with the fun party I was on Hawk, I really enjoyed that, but like, you go second and there's just no defensive power, and like, I know there's not a crazy amount of teams that just have like an insane amount of defensive power even when you don't get to do a turn. Like, probably the best example of that is like Goddesses as Revive, but situations like this, like you end up going second, and unfortunately I just don't have these characters super well built. So I mean, let's say we might be able to kill. I'm very doubtful of the fact, but we'll go for that there. That'll be 3 debuffs at least, and then we'll kind of throw out the double single targets. But yeah, no, going second, definitely not going to be good for us. Definitely like to have a bit more CC on these characters, but unfortunately wasn't really spending money on the game when King came out, so a little lackluster when it comes to his cosmetics. I mean, hey, we still got real close, and like having the Elaine there and all the extra debuffs, I reckon we could have easy killed melee turn 1 there. Like, we have the same kill power, it's just the CC is a little lackluster. Definitely not a bad team though. And let me know how you guys have been enjoying Grand Cross as of recent, because like, I know this week is probably a little bit of a dead week. Like, there's probably not a crazy amount of people that actually want to summon on the Elaine, and like, I completely understand that. Can we maybe kill... I'd always like to get the Arthur real low, just so when he puts up the taunt, but yeah, the Holy Relic just gives him so much survivability. Let's go for this here. We'll get the double debuffs off, which will pretty much max out the pass. Actually, no, but we need the 3 to kind of... I mean, we are maxing card draw with this play here, and it stops the buff card, so we might go for this, why not? But yeah, no, I feel like a lot of people, it's a really good week to save. We do have like the kind of flower petal event that's happening, so some pretty nice stuff there. I forgot we actually get the 3 debuffs from the flower petals as well, the one you get from Elaine, so kind of helps out. We don't have to do that every turn, which is really good. And if we could draw some single target cards for the LILLIA in this turn, we're going to be pretty much good to go. It is what it is. We got the 1 there, which is really good. And actually, the 2 King cards as well with the release effect as well, really strong. Kind of pretty much the same thing as well. We're going to be going with her Holy Relic, kind of getting a good amount of damage from all the debuffs. But yeah, no, super excited to summon on Barn. I don't know, he's one of those kind of units that helps out the Ludo team, which I'm obviously a huge fan of. Let's see, I'm gonna go... We go like this here, we can stop that for another turn. And I guess we can kind of just throw these into Arthur, maybe try and proc the Holy Relic. I mean, if we could get him low enough to where the point, like, we don't proc Holy Relic and then kill him with the next one, that's ideal. Oh my god, not doing any damage? Nah, stop. I mean, I know she's on the HP defense, but that is some crazy tanking ability from Arthur there. Holy. Does that still pop at the... Yeah, I didn't think it popped at the end of turn. It's a real low amount you have to get him to. But yeah, with just the sheer amount of CC and like the amount of CC he got from the... He gets like a sub-stat buff with obviously the implementation of the new Brawl Bond. And I really hope they do give like a lot more characters like that, a lot of the older variants, more of those buffs, because like it just makes so many units more viable. And like, I don't know, it's just so much more fun to be able to use some of those older units. You guys know I like to use kind of like some of the older, jankier characters. Let's see if I could get rid of anyone. But can I have enough debuffs to remove the... Let's just get rid of Arthur. That way I don't have to worry about him. Have enough debuffs there, so taking over to the Barnstone here. Don't have to worry about the ultimate because we'll be able to remove it because we have the 4 or more debuffs. I did make a huge misplay with that in one of my previous videos. I thought it was only on the 3. Are you kidding me? Oh no. I could have easily thrown that into Barn and gotten so much more value there. Ugh. I mean, as long as we're removing the ultimate, like, that's the only thing that really matters here. And yeah, okay, sweet. Is that... This is okay, yeah, no, that's right. I feel like we might struggle to kill the Barn a little bit. I mean, we can still use like the dissolve effect and whatnot. Like, pretty much counts as like 2 turns of the ult removal, because you can have like the 4 deep buffs on them that one turn, and the king one will remove it. And then the next turn, you obviously have the ult removal from the card effect. But I mean, getting through the Barn team sometimes, like, Barn isn't as strong as King and Meliodas as a unit, but just the team he has around him and how well everything synergizes and all that, he can be such a tough unit to deal with. I'm just gonna go for that there. I'm sure King will get back to full HP anyways, and hopefully we can kind of kill Twiggo, but yeah, getting through his HP pool, I guess to the point where, like, some teams, don't get me wrong, are really strong, but you can't use the team against Barn because he just getting through that HP pool sometimes, and the gift card just giving you, oh my god, that was a really nice single target card from King there, didn't even crit either. But yeah, no, getting through all that regeneration as well from the gift card can be such a pain to deal with, and like, some teams rise so heavy on their ultimates, you just don't get the ultimate, you can't do much. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Barn is on a slither. This is my kind of luck, you see? What is that? What is that? And then Barn goes right back to full HP, I can assure you that. Oh, hold on. Never mind. Okay, no, it looks like we'll actually still manage to get the win here. Damn, no, I thought we were easy just copping the 6-6 Barn ultimate to the face there and just losing that one, that's for sure. But hey, coming out on top against the Barn team, that is definitely good, especially for Fest King. I know it isn't his hardest matchup, that is probably like one of like the Assault Meliodas teams or something like that, but hey, not too bad. And stuff that's happened as of recent, if you guys play Dokkan, you'll probably know this, on the global version, we just had the Super Saiyan 3 and Goku and the Kid Buu release. What do I want to... I feel like I can get rid of you just by going like that, because you aren't getting him one damage from either of those, and we'll still get 3 debuffs? Get 4 just from the one card, yeah, there's no way. Damn, it is actually, this team has had such a big glow up with the Holy, like, with all the Holy Relics. It's gotten, don't get me wrong, Elena's also helped out a whole bunch. Her passive is super, super helpful for the team, but like, I can't stress this enough. We're one fairy unit away from like, the fairy team being the best team in the game. I can so feel it. I doubt it'll be this King here as like the one we're using, but like, even this just like debuff version of the team has gotten so much stronger with Holy Relics, and like, that's what it is. It's like, give some of these older characters, like, you know, the stat buffs they need, give them the Holy Relics that actually help them out. And you can use some of these older characters again. Some of the characters people have already invested in the past. They can now, you know, relive those kind of characters. But what I was saying, because I got massively sidetracked there, we got the physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku and the strength Kid Buu, and went ahead, summoned on those banners. Typical my 7 deadly luck being absolutely terrible. First multi on the Goku, got him right out the gates. That was all good and well. And then the Kid Buu, I got within like the first 6 multis, so a little bit, not the greatest on the Kid Buu. I mean, still much, much better than anything I would get on Grand Cross, of course. I'm really hoping that luck turns around, especially since, you know, we're having more leaks for the slime collab and all that kind of stuff. So really hope that luck can turn around, especially for stuff like that. Like, I promise you I won't miss out on any of the characters, that's for sure. I just cannot let that happen nowadays. Like, it is a very rare I'll let myself miss out on a character. Like the Elite that came out with Skadi. No way, I'm not losing gems, I'm not losing money. If I don't get her, she'll roll back around. I know that much for sure, but yeah, no. This one was not too bad actually. I kind of just caught rambling away and just ended up winning the match, but let's go. And if you guys would maybe be interested in seeing some Dokkan content, I mean, it wouldn't be like a crazy amount, probably not even like weekly stuff, but more just when like banners drop, I do like a summon video, or like, I don't know, maybe like some unit that comes out and I'm like really enjoying the unit time I might do a video about, but just something different. Obviously still doing the daily Grand Cross uploads. I don't know, could be something different, could be something nice and interesting to do on the channel. Terry on not the barn team though. Terry on not the barn team and Terry not on the full stance team as well. Seems like a very weird combo, but I mean him combined with Trader Melee, still very, very scary. Block effect on King will, I mean that's only gonna stop the actual shock, is it? No, poison from the card. We'll still got all the passive effects and whatnot apply, so. And the counter going up there. This is a bad match for us. Gosh, I'm just gonna go for this here. Not because I like necessarily want the Elaine ultimate per se, but I definitely want the healing effect up. We don't use it an awful lot. I do really, really like that card, but just I feel like in this team you have to rely so heavy on keeping up the debuffs and then like dealing damage with your single target cards whilst they're up that you don't get a crazy amount of time to use it. But definitely seeing this card or like variants of this card and kind of like the gift card on more characters, I would definitely like to see. I do kind of prefer this version a little bit more as well, you know, having you take the hits and then instantly recovering that turn. Obviously the card is a little bit weaker when it comes to like multipliers and stuff, but that's right. Removing the Elaine ultimate there, I honestly wouldn't have even bothered. I wasn't gonna necessarily use the card in that turn anyways. This is a little bit scary though. I felt, did that keep King alive? Was that definitely the play to go for there? I mean, maybe. The Melee PS card's so powerful, and look how many buffs he's built up. Oh, we are not going to be able to kill him. We aren't going to be a turn of events, we get the LILLIA single target cards, we get all the debuffs down, surely, right? Maxed out passive, and he's still tanking that well. Nah, we need to change the attack crit set. This is devastating. You really did that little? Because what is it 8 debuffs for the Zeldris passive to me maxed out? I know it's not like a crazy amount, like what, 5 debuffs and everyone there, surely that's maxed out. And Melee's still tanking. Like I know he has the basic stats increasing, he has the 2 grey buffs as well, but goddamn. Shows that like the sheer amount of power creep they gave that unit is so crazy, but like you can still use teams like the one I'm using at the moment. You can pretty much use any team in the game at this point and still win matches, which is like PvP at this point is like some of the best it's been in ages. Like we've had periods where Lost Vein released, where Goddess Liz released, even when like LILLIA released and the PS team was a big thing, like that was an absolute hellhole. If you literally spawn into the match, you go second and your opponent uses their 2 PS cards, like the Howler and the Melee one, and you just lost. Like there's nothing you could do. I didn't really pay too much attention to what level that counter was, but even if I use this, I'm just gonna put that card up instead. Even if I use the LILLIA one, we're getting the Elaine ultimate anyways, so just gonna go for that there. I can pretty much guarantee King's dead this turn anyways. That low HP, like Chandler or Terry can't kill him. As long as he just keeps not drawing like melee cards, we should be fine, but the block effect on the King ultimate just makes it like no point using. The Abyss effect is so insanely strong. I'd also like to see characters get that effect a little bit more. I know Kusar got it and like I really like him having it. One of my favorite units actually for the bird raid. I know the 4th unit for bird is always like a toss up between who you want to use. Some people like Green Arthur. I honestly think for me it's just Kusark all the way. There's nothing we can do, we just can't attack into that. You know, I'm just gonna send it. We'll throw out the cards, are we even getting anywhere? Well, actually, we get the 1 debuff from the passive there, the extra shock one, but does that kill? Yep. Did we get enough HP down that we can kill with the LILLIA? Yeah, no, I think we've got 1 more match left. I'm gonna swap over to the attack crit. This is devastating. And I mean, we aren't really getting much value off like the crit side of things because her crit chance just isn't that good in general, but the attack will definitely help out. That's for sure. I feel like maybe we can even 1-tap Melee right off the bat here. Bring any, like, Chandler counters up. Can we do it? Can we do it? But still doing so little damage, damn. And I mean, I feel like most of the time when, like, I see her, like, underperform with, like, the HP defense and stuff like that, it is because I'm using her, like, majority of the time with Kyo on attack crit, and then I move to the HP defense for the extra CC and whatnot. She still does really good damage. With 1-star cards, like, just like the easy 100,000 she can hit, so amazing. And like mostly the teams you're using her on, you're putting up the debuffs anyway, so it's not like a huge hassle. Like you have to put it up for King as well, so she might as well use them, so it's not like a huge big deal. But she's still an insanely strong character. Like even when she underperforms damage like that, like I would still easy put her like easy top 5 PvP characters in the game still at this point. Can we, if I throw that down there, I'm gonna go for this here. I'm really hoping with the extra 2-bit debuffs we'll get from the poison and the shock there, we can just one tap with the level 2 flood. Come on, LILLIA. Yeah, look at that. So much better. I don't care what anyone says, just like the whole CC meta thing. Attack crit is just always the way to go. It's so much more fun and fast paced, and I don't even know, man. And there we go, that just about does it for today's showcase. Of course, had a whole bunch of fun using the Christmas Awakened LILLIA, and really enjoyed using the Red Awakened LILLIA as well. The corrosion effect always being there as well, really helping out the King with the release damage, and just seeing all the debuffs at the end of the turn is so satisfying. Honestly, if you guys haven't checked out the Fun Party Oz on Hawk one, I would highly recommend giving that video like just a little bit of a look, because like there's some turns where just like they'll be full HP and then just all the debuffs come through and their whole team is hard for HP. It's so crazy. The Fun Party Oslo and Hawk, gosh, such a tongue twister, but their passive just helps our team so much. It's so absurd. But once again, that just about does it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Please hit the like button, subscribe. Really means a lot to me, and I'll see you guys for some more Grand Cross content.